You idiot, are you blind? Maybe you were innocent, but still someone screamed at you. And from that moment for the rest of the day, your mood went off. If you get hurt so badly by just one word of someone, then it is time for you to invest some time and energy to get control over your emotion. If you scream at your boss, you could lose your job. Or in frustration, if you say something wrong or do something wrong with your partner, your relationship could also end. So not only social life, but also one's personal and professional life success is also dependent on his control over his emotion. It is said that when you are feeling emotional, it is better to not to make any decision. Because in 80% cases, the decisions taken emotionally became wrong. There is a scientific explanation of that. Our brain can be divided in two parts. One is emotional system and the other one is rational system. It is first sent to the best part of our brain, whatever we sense through our 5 senses. Then it reaches to our limbic brain, which mainly deals with our emotions. Any signal can enter into our rational system only after it passes through our emotional system. When we start to feel emotional, our emotional system becomes more active and the rational system gets hijacked by it. As a result, in this condition we become unable to process any logic in our brain. And illogically, the decisions we make, for 80% cases, they turn out to be wrong decisions. The thing that connects our emotional system and our rational system is called our emotional intelligence. That simply means the ability to understand one's and someone else's emotions. Even it has been found from different researches that one's success in life depends only 20% on his IQ, whereas the remaining 80% depends on his EQ. And IQ becomes fixed for everyone after a certain age. But EQ can be increased by anyone at any age by doing some simple practices. So let's talk about those practices. Smart idea number 1. Ask yourself why. After a whole day at college, a guy came back to his home and as usual sat down with his laptop. Suddenly his mother shouted at him, "Don't you have anything to study? Why there is never a book in your hand?" Already he was tired, plus his mother shouting at him made him instantly angry. Because after spending a whole day at college, it was totally unexpected to him. So basically, whenever something unexpected happens with us, our emotional system starts to hijack our rational system. So if we want to fix this problem, then we have to train ourselves to see the big picture in every situation. And to be able to see the big picture in every situation, the question that we need to ask is why? Why mom shouted like that today? Maybe even before he came back from college, there was some issue going on in his mother's head. So she was disturbed at that time. Whenever we start to think about only ourselves, we start to become more emotional. If we try to observe a situation from someone else's point of view, then forcefully we have to make use of our rational system, and that helps us to dominate our emotions. So next time when you will realize that you are getting emotional, just take a 3-second pause and ask yourself the question, why? Smart idea number 2. Clean up your sleep hygiene. Some toxic proteins start to gather over our neurons when we are awake, which hinder the communication between different neurons. Then when we fall asleep, these toxic proteins get removed periodically in different stages of our sleep cycle. This is why we start to feel tired and groggy due to lack of sleep, which ultimately decreases our willpower and our self-control ability. So to remove these toxic proteins periodically, we need to sleep well. But some of our bad habits affect very badly to our sleep hygiene. One of them is drinking alcohol or having sleeping pills to fall asleep. By doing these things, some important stages of our sleep cycle get missed. As a result, even after sleeping for 6 to 8 hours, the toxic proteins are not removed properly. So after waking up, we still feel tired and groggy. Also, artificial blue lights harm our sleep cycle by stopping the production of melanin in our body. If you want to know in more details, you can watch one of our previous video on this topic. The link is given below in the description. Smart idea number 3. Replace the thought. Suppose you are going to give a presentation before hundreds of people. Now you have 2 options to think. Number 1. Negative thinking. If you start to think something like, "Oh God, what will happen if nobody likes my presentation? What if everyone gets bored? Or what if someone makes fun of me?" The moment you will start to think about all this nonsense, your brain will start to secrete stress hormones like cortisol, adrenaline, and this will generate negative emotions like fear, anger inside you. Or the second option, positive thinking. If you start to visualize something like that you are giving your presentation very confidently and everyone is also listening to it enjoyingly, and at the end of the presentation you are getting a standing ovation from your audiences, then your brain will start to secrete feel-good hormones like oxytocin, dopamine that will make your emotions sweet. Every emotion is triggered by some thoughts. If you don't believe it, you can try it just now. For the next 10 seconds, don't think about anything. Don't say any word in your mind. See if there is any emotion generating in you. Now try to recall the happiest day in your life. What are the things you had done on that day? Where you went on that day? Try to think about all those things. Now see if there is any emotion generating in you. So thought is the root of any emotion, and in every situation we have two choices: to see the positive side of a situation and generating positive thoughts inside us, or to see the negative side of every situation and generating negative thoughts inside us. Whichever kind of thought you will choose, according to that you will get resulted emotion. Or there is a third option, that is choosing no thought at all. But that is more difficult compared to the other two options. So it is not possible for everyone. So if you really want to get control over your emotions, first you have to get control over your thoughts. And that is only possible when you will be able to choose your thoughts consciously in every situation. That means when you will stop choosing your thoughts in an autopilot mode like a robot. And the question that will help you to get out of this autopilot mode is why. I have learned these things from the book Emotional Intelligence 2.0 by Travis Bradbury. If you want, you can buy the book following the link given below in the description. At last, a little request to you. If you find this video helpful, then please share it with your friends, because by sharing, you can also help to change someone's life. Next video is on the next Sunday. Thanks for watching. More wisdom, more solution, better life.